Today we talk about understanding layering for the body. Hello legends and super legends, welcome to Veloharmony. In today's video, I want to discuss the layering series. We've already done the gloves and I've done some other things about the shoes in the past, but this is more of an update for this season. Winter is coming. Most of the country is fall, but we got our first really good cold front here in Central Texas, and I decided to use this opportunity to talk about layering the torso because we've talked about the gloves. Now, people have been asking, a few people asked, why don't you do the prologue like you used to and talk about the things you're wearing? That's not going to really help. That's why I'm making this video, because this is a process. Take this process, customize it, and apply it to you. Everybody's different. I may wear one layer and be fine. The next guy may need 2 layers. The next person may need 3 layers, whatever, for the same situation. So you need to focus more on the process because it's going to vary. That's why you see your fellow cyclists out there sometimes. They got this jacket in the back or they got gloves stuffed in one pocket. You can't get it right all the time. You can get close. I mean, I've been on rides where I had to stop after leaving the house, take off my jersey, lay it on a bike, take off my base layer, fold it up, put the jersey back on, put the base layer in my pocket because that morning the wind just got warmer as it blew from the south. So you can start out with the same temperature, but based on level of humidity, direction of the wind, there are some days where the temperature is the same, but it's going to feel warmer or colder. So let's get started into what I'm going to talk about today. For example, today is currently about 7 Celsius. That's about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. The high for the day is going to be 13 Celsius, which will be about 55 degrees Fahrenheit. That's why you see me wearing tights. On days where it's not going to break above 18 C, I just put on tights because there's no point in putting on leg warmers and a pair of shorts unless that's all you have. But if you have, somebody had asked, when do you wear thermal shorts? Yeah, when it's cold, wear a thermal short. You don't need regular shorts. Regular shorts may work if that's all you've got. But if you've got something warmer, put them on because the thermal shorts have fleece line in them that keep you warm. These bibs are fleece lined. All the tights are fleece lined. They're designed for colder weather. And since the day is going to stay 55 Fahrenheit for the high, it's going to be lower, I'm going to expect it to feel more like 10 C versus 13 C when I'm out there. We go with the wind and everything. And it's cool. The wind is not blowing from the south, so it's not going to change that much. Now, you notice I'm wearing a long sleeve thermal base layer. That's where you start splitting hairs. The day is going to be kind of cool, but not cold per se. So I will not be wearing, I put these jerseys out here to give you the guideline, and you're going to have to make decisions for yourself, depending on whether you run cold or not, or whether you run hotter. I run hotter. I am not going to wear this with this base layer. It would be too hot for me. If it's going to be 4 Celsius or less, then I would wear this base layer and this thermal long sleeve jersey. It would be ideal. And then I would probably wear the warmer hat you see here. I brought these for a purpose. Okay, so you're never going to get it right. So what you do is you put on something, walk out on your porch, see what it feels like, because you want to feel a little chilled as you leave. You don't want to be warm when you leave. That means you got too much stuff on. So for the day being currently 45 Fahrenheit or 7 Celsius, this will not be what I'm going to wear with this base layer. If I were going to wear this, I would wear a sleeveless base layer, not a thermal base layer, the lighter one. But since I have a heavy base layer on, I am going to be wearing a short sleeve jersey. This is a midweight jersey. That's what I'm going to be wearing with this because that gives me the comfort that I need. I'm not going to overheat. I hope that makes sense. I could also wear the jersey I just told you I would not be wearing, but I would remove this thermal base layer because this will be too much for this temperature range. That's what I mean when I say I'm giving you a process and you're never going to really nail it down. So I used to do the prologue where I would talk about what I was wearing that day and why. But it always changes, so I felt like I would do this video so you get the process, just like the video I did with how you size your cycling kit. Get the process and know that you want to feel chilled when you're leaving because you will warm up as you get out there. But you don't want to be too cold to where you can't stay outside if you plan on doing a long ride. Somebody put a comment on one of the videos that he said that he had the flyweight Rafa jersey and he puts base layers under it and it's worked for him. That will only take you so far. The flyweight jersey is just simply too thin for very cold weather. That would be a layer that won't be doing much. So you really need, if you live in areas that get colder, you need different kinds of jerseys made out of different material for the different temperature ranges. You need the warmer jerseys. You need like a merino wool jersey this time of the year. You can wear this in the spring as well. So this is another thing I could wear today with this that would work because this is a very breathable jersey, although it's slightly warmer than the lighter weight jerseys. I would never wear this in very hot temperatures. I would wear this up until like spring or so. It would work fine, but then it varies with what you will wear under it based on what that day is doing. So you need to have a long sleeve base layer for the very cold days. We call it deep winter stuff. Then you need the regular base layers for cooler days where you can wear the regular base layer with the warmer jersey. So it's splitting hairs and you've got to be able to do the trial and error. You will not get it right all the time. That's why sometimes you have to be able to shed, like I explained earlier. So since the day is going to be cool most of the day with the wind, I will be taking out the deep winter gloves. I could also take out the little full fingered mid temperature gloves and wear these liners, but it all depends on your mood. If this day was going to warm up above 13 Celsius, which is like 55, I would probably have worn this one with another full fingered glove because then I could shed because the day will get warmer. Well, it's not going to get much warmer. So this is the day where I'm just going to wear these gloves and be done with it because it will keep my hand nice and toasty. These are the deep winter gloves. These are the newer version that Rafa put out this season. And they're very, very nice. They have an insert built in, as you can see here. So it has a liner already built in. So I'm not going to wear it with these liners. You can see this liner has the same design as they incorporate it into their newer deep winter gloves. So this will work perfectly for, let's say, 10C and lower. And if it goes much below there, you could probably add this. It's the same thing with gloves that we talked about. Same thing with your body. You've got to play along with what the temperature is doing. So now, since I'm going to be very warm on the torso, I am not wearing this hat. It would be too warm for me, for my body. I will heat up too much. I just brought this to show you that I'm not going to be wearing this because of everything else I'm wearing, because everything worked in concert. It works together. If you're very warm here, lighten up somewhere else. Sometimes on a ride, just flipping the ears up helps you with the temperature control. So on a day like this, I would just be wearing a standard cycling cap because I'm already warm here and it's going to be like 13C, it's sunny. All of that makes a difference. So you've got to really play with that and you got to practice. You got to try it. Go out there. Some days you will miss it and you'll be cold and you may have to shorten the ride. And some days you will get it just right. Some days you may have more stuff. I err on the side of having more stuff because I can always take it off, stick it under my jersey, stick it in my pocket, whatever, because I want to do my ride. And so I hope this will help those of you who don't really understand what we've been talking about when we talk about layering, but it will give you a guide to make this work though, you have to add to your arsenal the different kinds of gloves that are out there. You got to get the little lightweight full finger gloves. You got to get the liner that I showed you. And then you got to get the gloves for very seriously cold weather. Same thing with the hats. You got to get a wool cap for very cold weather, the regular cycling cap, and then the ones that are in between. Same thing with the base layers and the kit. You don't need a lot of pieces. You just need to get the right copies of each. And I hope this will help you all so that nothing stops you from getting your K's in.